Hi, welcome back to another Insider, and we are going to start this month of September. Yes, we are in the last leg of the year already. It went really fast. And today I'm going to give you an update on what happened with my school and Teachable. A few weeks ago, I recorded a special edition of Insider to let you know that my school was closed. And I told you what was going on at the time. Today, I'll bring you a little update of what has happened since. So come with me. So let's start and let's do this update about what happened to my school and what's been happening with Teachable since my special edition a few weeks ago. So first, let me put you in context of the whole thing so you know where or how this came about, how I found out about the whole thing that was unfolding, and then I'm going to go through the process of the action that I have taken, and then at the end of the video I will be updating you or giving you a little bit of a perspective on what's gonna happen in the future, and a tiny little bit of a review. So let's start by putting you in context of what happened. So I've been a member or instructor with Teachable for a few years. You know, my school, updated what's learning at Teachable, and over these years I've never been happy with the platform. There was a massive lack of customer service. You contact them with any queries, any questions about how to run your school, regular things, and you don't get responses. They do not communicate with their clients at all. Things were not going well. The costs were extremely high, and of course I had to make a decision in regards to this. As any business person, I had to come to the conclusion this was not the way I was intended to go with the school. It was becoming more of a liability than an asset, and therefore I have decided that I was going to close the school at the end of this year, and I would move it to another platform that would be most cost effective, that had a more approachable outcome, or a more approachable outlook. So from the start, my tender with Teachable was never to stay. I was gonna leave at the end of the year. It would be in December, 14th of December to be more precise. The account was going to be closed. So this is just so you know that the closure was not something that happened simply because of this. What happened was, it was put forward, it was done immediately because of this. I would have had the school running up until the end of the year, and then I would close it and move it to another platform. But because of what happened, I decided, no, I am not going to carry on with this. I'm going to end it now. So what happened a few weeks ago is, as you know, I like to plan everything in advance, I think, and this is the proof that it pays off if you plan things ahead. I was planning, how am I going to do this? how was I gonna close the school. I wanted to start the process of closing the school way, way ahead of the deadline for the next payment, so I wouldn't run into any sort of conflicts of issues that I ended up being charged. So I just went there. I knew it was in December, so beginning of August was perfectly fine. End of July, it was perfectly fine for me to get these things going, get exactly when was the cutoff date. So I would make sure that all the process would start and would be finalized by then. I was planning to start at the beginning of November, so I would have more than 4 weeks for the whole process to be finalized, and I would not have any issues. So I went to my account, I went to my profile, and I checked to know when I was due to pay my renewal. Unfortunately, these platforms, they get your credit card and they just simply keep the credit card details for the next payment. I'm not very happy with that, just because of platforms like this, and because some platforms may misuse your credit card, let alone the whole privacy issue, the whole data issue, that these companies usually get your credit card details, they get your details, and then they're going to sell it to someone else, or they get hacked, and here it is, your data ends up in the hands of some hacker somewhere, or ends up sold somewhere else. So I must admit, I'm not very trusting with companies like this, because I know what's been happening. I know what's been happening with insurance companies. I know what's been happening with telco companies. I know what happens with social media platforms. So I really don't trust my data online at all. I must admit, I'm very, very skeptical with this. So I went there, I checked, it was on the 14th of December, but from the start, when I accessed my profile, something was off. I checked, and the current plan I'm on was as if that wasn't my plan, and it had a click to downgrade. And I thought, this is kind of funny. So what I did, I went to the payments tab, and that's when I realized that without my knowledge, without my consent, anything, I was now on the Pro package. I was on the starter package. I was now on the Pro package, due to renewal on the 14th of December, and my bill would be way above $1,000 US. I was totally shocked, totally shocked, because first, I was not consulted about this. I was not asked if I wanted to upgrade my plan. Secondly, obviously, I did not consent. And third, if that was to be renewed, it would have been more than $2,000 taken out of my account. I was extremely, extremely mad. I was infuriated. I think it was dishonest. It was appalling. I automatically thought, no, I'm not gonna carry on with this business. I'm not gonna carry on with my plan with these scammers. This is a scam. This is not a business. If you run a business, you just don't scam your clients, period. I've been in business for 14 years and I never had a client of mine saying that I was dishonest, that at the end of the project I came up with some crazy charges that were not quoted or anything like that. I'm upfront, I'm honest, and I deal with my clients with the utmost respect, because that's what I would like happen to me when I hire another business. So I don't see it any different. If I like to be respected, I'm going to respect my clients. Simple. So automatically I thought, no, I'm going to close this. But before, I was just, as you can imagine, I was in shock when I came to Teachable. And I made videos about this at the time. I had a horrible experience with Udemy, whatever you want to call it. And I did my research at the time. I came across a lot of platforms. I ended up choosing Teachable because at that time they had plenty of good reviews. People were happy with them. And I did not find anything wrong with this platform. So this came as a little shock. Even though I was never happy about the pricing, I was not happy about the customer service over the years. Well, I had chosen to renew the plan. So I could not complain in regards to that, because I made the conscious decision of paying at the end of the year. I would pay for the renewal. So that was totally on me, not on them. So I made a quick search just to find out if there was anything out there, if more people were complaining about the same situation that I was going. And that's when I came across this whole situation. It was horrible. I found that not only clients, instructors like me, were being scammed with this plan upgrade nonsense, but also instructors have been robbed of their earnings because Teachable was not paying them their due fees. So when you put a course on Teachable, anytime one of your students pay for the course, at the end of the month, Teachable has to pay you. They have a contract that they withdraw for 1 month for safety reasons, some idiotic reason like that, but then they are supposed to put the money into your account. So this is the rule. I read plenty of instructors complaining that it took them months to receive their earnings. There was one particular person that I can recall reading on platforms like Reddit, for example, and also on Authority, that I will be talking about in the next section of this video. One particular person that complained that they had thousands of dollars, 32,000 of US dollars to receive, and they complained. This was in November 2024, and by February this year they had not received their money, and they were still trying to get Teachable to pay them. So this is what has been happening. A lot of people complaining, not only with this plan issue, but also with the payment of their earnings, let alone things like customers or students complaining that they pay and then they get charged for something that they did not sign up for. You name it. You go into, if you search Teachable scam or Teachable, you put something like Teachable robbing clients, Teachable robbing instructors, Teachable scam. I think that was the keywords that I put on my research, and you will find a huge amount of stories. They are, it's incredible, quite frankly. I was shocked. So action needed to be taken after reading that, and especially because a lot of people were warning everyone to do something, because they, even when you cancel your plans, they still try to charge your credit card. So alarm bells were ringing all over the place in my office. I was thinking, no, I need to do something, and I need to do it now. So first, what I did, I tried to contact the customer service, because I think when there is some issue, you first try to mitigate with whoever you have a complaint with. I tried to contact customer service. I wanted to solve the problem as soon as possible. I also started researching, as I said, to find out if someone else had the same experience, and that's when I came across with all these horror stories from everywhere. If you do the same research that I did, well, probably now it's been a few more weeks, you'll find more than I did actually. So that was my first thing. Because I didn't have any response, and I found, for example, on platforms like Reddit and things like that, people advising other instructors or clients that have been scammed by Teachable to contact this authority in the US and complain, because there's a lot of complaints there, and also to put a review on Trustpilot. That's what I did. I put a review on Trustpilot, and I have contacted that authority. It's called Better Business Bureau, BBB, and after reading those complaints on Reddit, that's what I did. When I entered that platform, that BBB platform, I read some more horror stories. I think the $32,000 story was actually from BBB, was not from Reddit or any other place like Trustpilot or anything. I think it was from the authority itself. It was one of the stories that was published there. And of course, I explained my situation. I explained what has been done. I explained that I tried to contact Teachable and no response. And obviously I did so because I wanted people to know what was going on. I wanted people to know what people like me were experiencing, and of course warning them to, if you are considering this platform, please stay away, because it's not gonna work. One way or another, they will take your money and they will try to scam you and do something as dishonest as what they're doing to me. Now, secondly, when I contacted the authority, I contacted them. I put that the complaint there, because obviously it was important for me that the authorities were warned. And since there was so many people also doing so, I thought, well, if I add my story to all these other stories, it just proves the point. It just adds to the urgency of this authority to do something about this, because it is a serious matter. Now, thirdly, I recorded my video. I recorded that special edition because I needed to, first of all, tell my students why I was closing the school. And secondly, because again, I would like to warn my viewers, warn my subscribers that if you are thinking about a third or a second source of income, and you have something that you would like to share as a course and you were considering Teachable, I had to do something about that, and I had to warn you, well, do your research. There is other platforms. Do a thorough research and find something else, because this platform is only going to take your money and chances are they're going to scam you. So that's what I did. I did my my video to warn you, and again, as I said, I also put my review on Trustpilot. After that, Teachable sent me an email that I will put the copy below, saying that they found me through my logo on that Trustpilot review. So they would like to tell me they are very sorry for my experience, and that they would be happy to credit. They would put me some money if I chose to renew my membership. To what I responded, a little bit too late. No, I do not want any of your credit. I want my account closed now. I'm over. It's not gonna go ahead. I am not going to renew my plan. I want this over. So, and what this proved me, once again, it's that what other people are saying, it's true. So the customer service is just not existent. It is bogus. They have a mailing situation. They have a pathetic bot there that answer your questions, and then if you say you want to talk to a human, just like I did, and you leave your message, that goes nowhere. It's bogus. So don't try it, because it's bogus. Doesn't exist. They have that there just to give you that idea that you have actually sent the message, but of course you're never gonna get a response, because there is no message sent in the first place. That's the issue. So obviously from that message I did not receive any reply. However, in my Trustpilot comment, I added what has happened. I responded to the pathetic comment that. So I was also told or read in a lot of complaints that a lot of instructors, a lot of people were being charged, or Teachable was trying to charge them, even though they had closed their plans. So I was quite worried about it. I contacted my bank, and they told me that it was best if I would just simply ask request another credit card, cancel that credit card, and request a new one. The reason being was that they said I could block that merchant, being Teachable, to charge my credit card, but apparently there are ways of these platforms to tweak with the parameters and still be able to charge. To which I decided to cancel my card and request a new one. I had to pay $7 for the new card, and that's what happened. I do recommend that you guys, if you are in the same situation as I am, I strongly recommend talk to your bank. Each bank may have different ways of dealing with this sort of thing. Maybe your bank has otherwise, and they recommend you to do something else. This was what I was recommended with the bank I use. And this is how the situation is at the moment. The account shows us closed, and the existing students have access to the courses up until the 14th of December, and after that they no longer will have access because everything will be closed. The reason being is obviously I have paid until that date, and they could not really just delete everything from now because I haven't paid. Now, the future. I am restructuring all my learning offerings. I have looked for another platform. I am not talking about it just yet because I would like to talk about in due time when everything is ready for launching and I have something more, palpable, something more concrete to tell you. So I have found this new platform. So far, I'm quite happy. Unfortunately, I cannot say that I'm overly happy because when I searched for Teachable, the reviews were really, really positive. Everyone was happy, and look what happened. So unfortunately, I cannot say that I am 100% happy about this, but so far so good. One of the things I like about this platform is that there's a lot of groups, support groups of people that are also in the platform that have ideas of things that they have done. So you can actually get in contact with other people and you can share ideas and they can share what they have done and the possibilities of that are there for you. So I like that aspect of this platform. And I'm restructuring. At this stage, there won't be multiple courses offering. There will be just one course, but I'm restructuring it. They will have a lot of content, and there will be other support structures in place that will have more interesting things. This is what I can tell you so far, because obviously I'm still in the process of planning all of this. I'm still in the process of doing it. I am planning the launching of the new school in Jan after the holidays. The reason being is it would be a little bit too tight to plan everything properly and get it done before the year. So I have decided it will be in Jan. So stay tuned, watch this space. There will be more news coming in due time. In the meantime, if there's any developments about this Teachable issue, I will be doing another video on this. Otherwise, I think this was to close up this chapter, to actually tell you the action that I have taken and what has happened so far. I am not giving up on my learning business. I'm not giving up on my school. I'm just restructuring it for the time being, and I am testing the waters with this platform, and then if I am happy, I can then proceed to the next stage. Obviously, after two horrible experiences with my two previous platforms, I'm cautious now in proceeding and trusting any platform, because I know that reviews can change, and after my experience with Teachable, they had very good reviews when I did my research after that horrible experience with Udemy. If you remember, I tried that Thinkific and wasn't good either. They were doing what Teachable is doing now, changing plans, offering something and then offering something else, cutting off the plan. I remember they had at the time a free plan that allowed, I think it was 3 courses. Out of a sudden they cut that off, and then I said, no, I'm not going to go with this platform, because if I am paying for a course, and then I'm on a paid plan, and then they decided to cut my plan, and then my students, what happens? So I decided not to go with them, and I see a lot of complaints in regards to that. The same is happening with Teachable, apparently, before, and this had happened before I enrolled. They had the free plan, and then out of a sudden they decided to go with the paid plan. And the people that were on the free plan, they basically got stuck because they didn't remove the courses that they had, because they already had them there, they were published, and they had students on them. But the problem is, if the instructor wants to do any upgrades to the course, they can't, because once they remove lessons, they cannot upload any other lessons, because according to the plan they have passed their limit. So this is the what happens with these platforms. So if anything, I would just advise you to be aware of all of this. If you are planning to do something like this, if you are planning to open a school and have your courses published, do your research, test the waters. If there is platforms that offer you a free plan, go on the free plan for a while and test the waters. And then when you feel confident, when you think, okay, this might work, then go on the paid plan. Because quite frankly, I can see that in this sector there is a lot of malpractice, there is a lot of scamming going on, and basically a lot of these platforms, they just there to make money out of you. Basically, they first of all, they have no customer service whatsoever. When they reply, they are patronizing or rude. This was my experience with Teachable and Udemy, by the way. And then if they want, they make changes along the way, and I read in one of the comments, I think it was on Reddit, from one of the people that were obviously unhappy with what was happening. And he said that if this was in Europe or, for example, Australia, that it wouldn't happen, because it's simply illegal for you to change a plan like that without consent. And first of all, when you sign for a plan, it is a contract, and the company has to honor the contract up until the end. So in this particular case, they had to honor my plan up until December, and then ask me if I wanted to go up. If I didn't want to go up, then okay, I would accept. They gave me the option: you either stay where you are, or you make the decision of closing your account. And I would be happy with that. If they came to me and they said, look, this is not feasible for us, if you want to upgrade, we'll be happy to upgrade. If they wanted to offer me the option to stay in my plan, which I don't think they are discontinuing my plan, and this is what made me even more mad, because they're not discontinuing my plan, so why they move me up? So this is what should have happened. In an honest business, that's what happened. If you have changes, you talk to your clients, you propose the changes, and you see what they say. You don't impose changes after you have agreed on a certain term, on certain terms of service. You just don't change your service without consent of your client. It is a contract, and you need to honor it. This platform is not doing that. So be aware. Quite frankly, I would say be aware of any of these platforms, because my experience is it might start as a very good idea, it might start as a very, very good option, but experience has taught me that it might change quite rapidly. And this is what happened with me with Teachable. I also said what happened with me with Udemy, and also a brief time with Thinkific. I've never published any courses on Thinkific because actually the change happened while I was still planning the courses, and that's why I automatically no, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm not gonna go and do anything with this platform because they just dishonest. So be aware of these situations and honestly protect yourself. So for today, I wanted to bring you this update so you could actually know what's been happening since that special edition where I told you, where I communicated that the school had been closed. So this is actually what has happened. From Teachable, I had absolutely no response. So not really much to have. And this is the action that I have taken. I have closed my account. I have canceled my credit card as well. So everything, this is everything that I've done. And as I said before, my advice is if you are planning to open a course, to open a school like I have, and do something similar, please do your research. And sometimes it's better, and this is what I learned from my own experience. Sometimes it's better just start with, even if the platform has a free plan and just allows you to publish one course, maybe it's just better to start with just one and go and test the waters and see how does it feel to run the course in the platform. How do they deal, for example, with your payments when you have students and you are due, how they deal with that part of the business, how things go for a while, and then if you are confident, take the next step. But always be cautious. After these very bad experiences with all of these platforms, I would say that I would be very cautious from now on. And as I said, the platform that I have now chosen has lots of good reviews and lots of support groups of other people in the platform that also come up with ideas how to create all sorts of things within the platform, which is very helpful if you are just coming into a platform, you don't really know the nuts and bolts of that platform, and you need obviously to be aware of all the aspects. They have a very very good videos as well, very good tutorials within the platform if you want to watch. I did. But that Teachable also had that sort of tutorial. They had that sort of video. However, you watch the videos, you have questions, you try to ask them the questions, and you don't get any feedback. So this was my experience. This platform, I haven't asked any questions because I am still in the process of restructuring the course, creating all the platform, all the things, and then eventually I'll start populating the page and doing all the things, and eventually I might have some questions for them. I have those support groups on social media, which I think are very useful because you have examples of other clients, of other instructors that have done several things, how they publish their pages, how they create their sales funnels, all that sort of thing. And you can just go and see the examples of other people and what they suggest for different approaches, what they suggest, and you have that support. So I'm happy with this platform so far because of all of this. Yet I am not gonna say it is the best or is this or is that, because unfortunately after these very very horrid experiences, I cannot just say it is good just because now I'm finding it good. I had exactly the same opinion about Teachable when I started, and this is how it ended. So I'm quite cautious. I'm quite worried that now it might be good, and if it starts growing or something like that, it might go the other way. I hope not. So far it doesn't feel like that, but obviously I cannot predict the future. So this is what I did. Now I gave you that. If you have any questions about this video, if you had any questions about any experience that I had with Teachable, please leave a comment below. I'm very happy to answer you. If you have had the same experience or similar experience, leave a comment below, add to my story, so more people know and more stories are known about what these platforms. Even if you have a story about any other platform out there, just put it out there. I think if we have more information, if we see reviews, that's why, and I have made a video about reviews before. If we put a review on a business, either good or bad, if we are happy with the business, I believe we should leave a review so other clients or other prospect clients would read it and say, well, there's people that are happy with them, this is what they do. But if there is something wrong, I think we should also put a review, not only to give the business the opportunity to learn that their customers are dissatisfied with their performance and possibly change, but also to warn other clients that, well, maybe you should reconsider if you are thinking about going with this business. So I think reviews are very important. That's why I left a review on Trustpilot. And I think that if more of these stories are known, the better, because more people come across with all of this, and we may avoid a lot of people to sign up with scammers like this and end up losing thousands of dollars. I don't know if that person that was owed 32,000 US dollars have received their money. I hope they did. But it's, as you can imagine, if you run a small business, $32,000 is a lot of money, and it's a huge, huge dent on your bottom line. And if you have that money, if you did, you sold that, you had that in sales, that is part of your income, and then at the end it is not there because they haven't paid you. It is very stressful. It is a very stressful situation to be in, and when you are due, it's honestly, it's unfair for the student because they sign for the courses, they pay it up front, they pay it straight away. So it's unfair for the students that have paid, but obviously someone is taking advantage of them as well. And it's unfair for the instructor, more so for the instructor that have produced the course, have sold the product. Possibly the student have already finalized the course and they haven't been paid. So this is something that you should always consider. Do your research, and whatever your opinion are about a business, please leave a review, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. Of course, I'm not here to say just be nasty and write something really nasty. That's not the case. I don't think that's how it works. But if you have something to say, if you are not happy, just explain why you're not happy. This is what they have done to me. This is why I'm not happy. And give that business the opportunity to change. Not that I think Teachable is ever thinking about changing. Looks like this is their business model. This is what they do. So I don't think that the fact that I left a review is gonna make them change. They just replied to me because it was a bad review, and they just replied to me because they honestly want to pretend that their customer service is very good, which it isn't. they replied on Trustpilot because they know it's a review that is going to be checked by a lot of people. But they did not reply to my email, and then they sent me that email saying that they found me through my logo, which honestly, if this wasn't a serious situation, it would be even laughable, because I contacted them first. It was the first thing I did once I came across that change of plan without my consent, was contacting them and try to understand what was going on, why did that happen, was that a mistake, because obviously when we deal with computer systems and all these things, errors can occur, and I do understand that an error, it's totally possible. So that's why I contacted them, and I said I was not happy. What happened? Why had my plan changed without my consent? You guys haven't sent me any message. You guys haven't said anything. I think this must have been a mistake. I tried to solve the problem, so I think that is the first course of action in any situation, is always contact the other business and ask and say, look, I'm not happy with this. What happened? Would you explain what's going on in an amicable way? Because obviously I don't think being nasty solve any issues. So I contacted them. It was the first thing that I did. And then they come back to me saying that they found me through my logo on Trustpilot. So this only proves the shambolic way that they do business, which is non-existent, is ridiculous. They just take your money and do nothing else, basically. Okay, so if you have any experience with Teachable or any other platform, please leave in the comments below. Let us know your story, even if it's a good story. If you are with a platform, any platform, and you are very happy with the choices that that you made and the options that platform have provided you, just please share. We want to know about good stories and bad stories. We want to know about people's experience, because it helps other people make informed decisions. We read other people's experiences, and if we read a lot of people saying, well, I had a good experience with a certain business, chances are we're going to go through that business, because, oh, well, they have a lot of people that are satisfied with their service. The same way that if we see a lot of people complaining that something is not right, you obviously stay away. So share your opinion. And if you have any questions, please, the same, leave a comment. Or if you have any suggestion of another subject that you would like me to discuss in our Insider, please suggest, leave a comment. I will be very, very happy to address it. Now, before I go, put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new Insider every week. The channel has been growing. I've been saying this a lot. Thank you very much for being there. But if you share, if you put a comment, if you subscribe, and put a click on the bell, you tell the YouTube algorithm that you are watching my content, that you like it, and the YouTube algorithm will distribute my videos to more people. So it's a little help. It's a little help from you that costs you nothing and means so much to me. So if you really like my content, if you like to listen to me every day, or should I say every week? Not every day. I think you wouldn't like it every day. So if you like my content, please leave me a like, subscribe my channel, and put a click on the bell, and you get a notification of a new Insider every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for being there and watching. Have a good week. I'll be here next week. Have a good one. See you. Bye.